Here are a couple ways to create artist trading cards. This is a 3x5 note card. You might have these and they might have lines on one side or they might not. You can just fold these in half and they will be 3.5 by 5 inches. And this will be exactly 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Artist trading card size, so you'll have 2 of them. So here's another one. Then what you can do is you can just put it here, trace it. I'm going to use the smoother edge. Oops. And you can cut. So if you have index cards that are 3.5 by 5, that is a great way to create artist trading cards really quickly and easily. Another way, and this is the way that I do it, is I use this cardstock that is 8.5 by 11. So what I do is first I cut at 5. So here is 5 inches, and I'm going to cut. Now, if this is 5 and the paper was 8.5, this is 3.5 inches wide. Perfect. Now this is 5, and I'm going to cut down to 2.5. So I will have 2 2.5-inch pieces. Okay, so now these are the correct width. Now, this is 11.5 inches long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut at 3.5. I'm gonna cut at 3.5 again. And 3.5 one more time. Now I'm doing it this way because I'm using a small paper cutter. You could also, say you have a 3.5-inch piece, okay? You could swing out an arm like this if you have this kind of a paper cutter. You're gonna cut it 10, 7.5, 5, and 2.5. So that is how you can get 10 artist trading cards out of one piece of cardstock. So I'm going to review that again. I'm going to show you with a ruler. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure at 2.5, at 5, and this right here is 8.5. Now I'm going to make another mark down here, 2.5, 5.5, and this will be 8.5. Now I'm going to connect the lines. So this is what you can do if you do not have a paper cutter. Most people don't have a paper cutter laying around their house. Okay, now I'm going to cut these and this at a different place. So for these 2 strips, I will cut at 3.5, 7, and 10.5. So I'm going to make 2 marks, 3.5, 7, 10.5, and then I'm going to connect them. This way they will be straight. There we go, there's 1, 2, and 3 lines. So now this is 6 cards, and I'm going to get 4 out of this up here. So for this one, I'm going to do 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Again, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. Now, draw your lines. Why does that look crooked to me? Let's double check it. 7.5, and it's a little bit low. Sometimes I don't do things perfectly. This really looks angled to me. Is that 1 inch away? That's okay, there we go. And too far. Okay, so if it doesn't look right, double check. There's an old saying that goes, measure twice, cut once. It's very good advice. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 artist trading cards out of 1 sheet. I'm going to cut these strips first. I'm just going to take my time and cut them carefully. And then I'll cut this one, and I'll cut this one. And then I will go ahead and I'll cut across. Okay, so there you go. 10 artist trading cards out of 1 paper.